Hey, Nika.
Yeah, Teresa?
Isn't it amazing that the Erie Canal is 365 miles long?
Yeah, and here it only looks like 40 miles long.
And think of it. The men who constructed the Erie Canal used their bare hands, picks, and shovels.
And the men were only paid 50 cents each day.
It starts at the Hudson River and ends near Albany and ends at the Niagara River near Buffalo.
And guess what? The Erie Canal lowered the cost of shipping between the Midwest and the Northeast.
That's great, cool, and awesome.
The idea of the Erie Canal began in 1808 and finished in 1825. That's only 17 years.
People even call it the eighth wonder of the world.
And the Erie Canal is famous for song and story.
Cool.
Well, I learned a lot about the Erie Canal today.
Me too. Thanks for listening to our conversation.
Hope you learned something new about the Erie Canal.
Bye.
My name is Henry.
My name is Seth.
And my name is Graham.
Let's talk about the Rochester ice storm. Rochester hit a huge, devastating ice storm 25 years ago.
This ice storm was on March 4th. Rochester could not afford to recover, sadly. When people woke up on that date, they were greeted with 2 feet of ice.
The Rochester Gas Electric Company estimated the storm destroyed 60% of its distribution that took 100 years to make.
Around 80% of the land was out of power. There was $375 million of destruction.
The maintenance crew worked 16 hours a day.
The cleanup lasted months and affected other services.
1,400 trees got destroyed. It took 4 years to replace the destruction.
Rochester's biggest concern was emergency vehicles.
Tree branches cracked from the weight of ice knocking out power for thousands of homes.
Some of those that packed the Parkside 26 years ago, regulars today.
With last year being its 25th anniversary,
The cleanup didn't stop until June.
nearly 8% of Monroe County was without power, bringing everyday life to a screeching halt.
Not everyone lost power, and for those who had power had become popular with their neighbors.
This is what we researched about the Rochester ice storm.
We hope you enjoyed.
Hi, Daniel.
Hi, Dewan. Hey, Dewan, do you know about the Daniel Powers building?
Just a little.
Well, did you know that Daniel Powers built the Powers building in 1865 and he completed it in 1868? In 1880, he added the 7th and 8th floor along with a 4-story observation tower with a 300-foot flagpole.
Well, all I knew is that the building was the tallest building in Rochester, and it was famous because of its amazing architecture. It also had a utilized frame of steel to make it fireproof. It was the first building in Rochester to have an elevator. The elevator was called the Virtual Railroad.
Well, I did not know that, but I did know that it was located in West Main Street. Another example of its amazing architecture is there is mansard roof and 12 mahogany doors. It also uses its own power generator. We hope you learned about Daniel Powers.
Hello, my name is Isaac.
Hi, my name is Gavin. Isaac, you would make a good Sam Patch.
Yeah, I guess I would make a good Jersey jumper and Yankee leaper.
Sam Patch made his first jump in the Great Passaic Falls right here in New York.
And one of his quotes was, "Napoleon was a great man and a great general. He conquered armies, he conquered nations, but he couldn't jump the Genesee Falls."
Sam Patch also made international newspapers.
And he sadly died on Friday the 13th.
He died right here in Rochester, New York.
Some of his most famous jumps took place right here in New York.
For example, he jumped in the Genesee River where he died.
He jumped in Niagara Falls.
And like we said before, he also jumped in the Great Passaic Falls.
An interesting fact is that he had a pet fox and even a pet bear, and for one of his jumps he only wore underwear and a shirt.
Another one of his quotes was, "Some things can be done as well as others." Lastly, 10,000 people saw him die.
Rest in peace, Sam Patch.
Hi, I'm Josh. Have you ever thought, oh boy, I want to go to the NBA game, and then it was like, I don't want to have to go to Cleveland, Toronto to the New Year's Stadium? Well, that's what I think. Back in the 1950s, 60s, you could. Who thought about that? We used to have our own team, the Rochester Royals Basketball Club. In fact, they were really good, and they had 6 Hall of Famers, including Bob Davies, Les Harrison, Arnie Ryerse, Maurice Stokes, Jack Twyman, and Bobby Wozner. They even won the 1951 NBA title. They also won the NBL and BBA. Well, that's over. No more NBA team for us. Thank you for listening.
Hey Sam, have you ever heard of the Rochester Nighthawks?
No, what are they?
They're Rochester's lacrosse team.
Oh yeah, I remember now. They were funded in 1955, right?
That's right, Sam. They were in the MILL, the Major Indoor Lacrosse League, from 1955 to 1957.
But now they're in the NLL, National Lacrosse League, I think.
Yep, they've been in the National Lacrosse League since 1998.
They've won 5 championships, I know that.
And they won their first championship in 2007.
Here's something I bet you didn't know. On May 28, 2008, the Nighthawks were sold to Kurt Stiers for $5,575,000. Also, the league would not approve if the Nighthawks could not lease for play at the Blue Cross Arena.
I didn't know that, Sam, but here's a cool fact you didn't know. They reached the playoffs their first 13 seasons in a row, which is a league record.
I heard the team got a few awards.
Yep, Steve Dietrich was the first person to get an award. The award was Champion Cup MVP.
And the last person to get an award was Matt Vince in 2015. He won Goalie of the Year.
They also have some Hall of Fame members. They're Gary Gate, Paul Gate, Darius Kilgore, Steve Dietrich, and Pat O'Toole. That's all I know about the Nighthawks.
Me too.
Goodbye.
Hope you enjoyed.
Hi, Maya.
Hey, Christina.
Have you heard of the Rochester Fire?
Yes, I incredibly love those bonfires I roast marshmallow over.
No, the massive fire on February 26, 1904.
Wait, what? Sometimes words just go through my right ear and come out my left.
Stop eating marshmallows. Okay, let's start over. Have you heard of the Great Rochester Fire?
Oh yeah, a girl told me about it like 6 seconds ago. February 28th, 1987?
No, the fire was on February 26, 1904. It was a massive...
Oh yeah, we learned about this in school. It was a fire that swept through downtown Rochester. But how did it start?
It started in an elevator.
OMG, Darth Vader has a daughter named Elevator? When is she going to act in a movie? How old is she? Does she have a...
No Star Wars stuff. You're off topic. It was a fire that burnt almost 1 3/4 acres of the city's district. It began in the Rochester's Dry Goods Company.
I know all of that. Now, let's get to the interesting part. So did anyone die?
No one died, but a firefighter burnt his arm. Oh, and the fire started shortly before 5 o'clock p.m.
I'm glad no one died. That would have been sad.
Me too. Also,
Hush, you should stop being the smart one. I know plenty of facts too. Okay, let's make a deal. I name 4 true facts and you give me my marshmallow back. Plus, they are mine in the first place.
yeah, whatever. Let's hear your facts.
Okay, first fact. It was the worst fire in the history of Rochester. Fact 2. It took almost 6 hours to get the fire under control, but it took 40 hours to officially put it out.
Wow.
Fact 3. The estimated the fire destroyed about $3 million. And fact 4. Within an hour after being discovered, the fire had spread to the big granite building, occupied by the Sibley, Lindsay, and Kerr, and by hundreds of business and professional men.
Whoa, that's a lot of facts.
Thanks for watching our conversation.
Hello, my name is Zach.
And my name is Connor.
Hey Connor, what do you want to talk about today? George Eastman, Kodak, or the Rochester Red Wings?
The Rochester Red Wings sound good.
Whoa, the Rochester Red Wings are the farm team of the Minnesota Twins.
Didn't the Rochester Red Wings used to be the farm team of the Baltimore Orioles?
Yes, and even before that, they were the farm team of the St. Louis Cardinals.
The Red Wings play at Frontier Field. They used to play at Silver Stadium, Red Wings Stadium, Bay Street Ball Grounds, and then Culver Field.
Connor, do you want to hear some famous Rochester Red Wing players?
Sure.
Well, one you really need to know is Cal Ripken Jr. Also, Luke Easter, Joe Altobelli, Bob Barr, Al Bunbury, Marv Foley, Dennis Martinez, Paul Mitchell, Johnny Oates, and Earl Weaver.
Wow, here are some previous names of the Red Wings. Rochester Tribe, the Rochester Colts, the Rochester Hustlers, and the Rochester Broncos. Well, that wraps things up. We hope you learned a lot about the Rochester Red Wings.
Hi, my name is Maya, and I'm going to tell you how Rochester got its nickname. Rochester was originally named the Flour City because of all the flour mills it had. The last mill in Rochester was owned by Samuel Rich. He opened the mill in 1848. Most other mills were opened in that time period too. Then, in the mid-1800s, Rochester started to be called the Flour City for all the flowers it had. Rochester has so many flowers because George Ellwanger and Patrick Barry bought land and planted gardens. After a few years, the seeds had spread, and in 1859, Rochester was officially named the Flour City. If you are interested in seeing some of Rochester's most popular flower, you should check out the Highland Park in May. That's when the Lilac Festival takes place. That is how Rochester was named the Flour City.
My name is David.
And my name is Jonathan.
Did you know that the Civil War was ending in 1865 when a terrible disaster struck? It caught many people by surprise. It was the greatest flood in Rochester history.
It was a huge catastrophe that caused $1 million worth of damage back then.
However, nobody died. That was good news.
A lot of ice clogged the channel near Avon.
The jam broke and the water rushed down on the unlucky city of Rochester.
It happened on March 17th, and it carried barns, animals, trees, and logs in ominous yellow water.
It filled the arches of Main Street and, blocked by the buildings lining its north side, coursed westward into Buffalo, Front, Aqueduct, and Mill and State Street.
On March 18th, a reported 9/10 of the streets of the 3rd Ward were completely submerged in unclean, ominous yellow water. Gross, right?
In some places, the water was 6 feet deep. Can you believe that?
People were sailing around the city in boats like in Venice. Can you believe that? That's crazy.
They spent weeks cleaning up the untidy, unclean debris.
The Great Flood was a great catastrophe in Rochester history.
Have you learned a lot, Jonathan?
Yes, I have, and I hope that you have too.
Goodbye.